Hello, my name is Emma. Today I'll be reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. Chapter 2, Dobby's Warning. Harry managed not to shout out, but it was a close thing. The little creature on the bed had large, rat-like ears and bulging green eyes the size of tennis balls. Harry knew instantly that this was what had been watching him out of the garden hedge that morning. As they stared at each other, Harry heard Dudley's voice from the hall. "May I take your coats, Mr. and Mrs. Mason?" The creature slipped up the bed and bowed so low that the end of its long, thin nose touched the carpet. Harry noticed that it was wearing what looked like an old pillowcase with rips for arms and leg holes. Hello, said Harry nervously. "Harry Potter," said the creature in a high-pitched voice Harry was sure would carry down the stairs. "So long has Dobby wanted to meet you, sir. Such an honour it is." "Thank you," said Harry, edging along the wall and sinking into his desk chair next to Hedwig, who was asleep in her large case. He wanted to ask, "What are you?" but thought it would sound too rude, so instead he said, "Who are you?" "Dobby, sir, just Dobby. Dobby the house elf," said the creature. "Oh, really?" said Harry. I don't want to be rude or anything, but this isn't a great time for me to have a house elf in my bedroom." Aunt Petunia's high forced laugh sounded from the living room. The elf hung his head. "Not that I'm pleased to meet you," said Harry quickly, "but is there any particular reason you're here?" "Oh, yes, sir," said Dobby earnestly. "Dobby has come to tell you, sir. Well, it is difficult, sir, very difficult. Dobby wonders where to begin." "Sit down," said Harry politely, pointing at the bed. To his horror, the elf burst into tears, very noisy tears. Sit down, he wailed. Never, ever." Harry thought he heard the voices downstairs falter. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I didn't mean to offend you or anything." "Offend Dobby?" choked the elf. "Dobby has never been asked to sit down by a wizard like an equal." Harry, trying to say shh and look comforting at the same time, ushered Dobby back onto the bed, where he sat hiccoughing, looking like a large and very ugly doll. At last, he managed to control himself and sat with his great eyes fixed on Harry in an expression of watery adoration. "You can't have met many decent wizards," said Harry, trying to cheer him up. Dobby shook his head, and then without warning he leapt and started banging his head furiously on the window. And shouting, "Bad Dobby, bad Dobby!" "Don't! What are you doing?" Harry hissed, springing up and pulling Dobby back onto the bed. Hedwig had opened up with a particularly loud screech and beating her wings wildly against the bars of her cage. "Dobby had to punish himself, sir," said the elf who had gone slightly cross-eyed. Dobby almost spoke ill of his family, sir. Your family? The wizard family, Dobby, sirs. Sir, Dobby is a house elf, bound to serve one house and one family forever. Do you know they're there? Oh, no, sir, no. Dobby will have to punish himself most grievously to come and see you, sir. Dobby will have to shut his ears in the oven door for it. If they knew, sir. But won't they notice if you shut your ears in the oven door? Dobby doubts it, sir. Dobby is always having to punish himself for something, sir. They let Dobby go on with it, sir. Sometimes they remind me to do extra punishments. But why don't you leave? Escape! A house elf must be set free, sir, and the family will never set Dobby free. Dobby will serve the family until he dies, sir. Harry stared. And I thought I was hard done by staying here for another 4 weeks, he said. This makes the Dursleys sound almost human. Can't anyone help you? Can't I? Almost at once. Harry wished he hadn't spoken. Dobby dissolved again into a wave of gratitude. Please, Harry whispered frantically, please be quiet. If the Dursleys hear anything, if they know you're here. Harry Potter asked if he can help Dobby. Dobby has heard of your greatness, sir, but of your goodness, Dobby never knew. Harry, who's feeling distinctly hot in the face, said, whatever you've heard about my greatness is a load of rubbish. I'm not even top of the year at Hogwarts. That's Hermione, But he stopped quickly because thinking about Hermione was painful. Harry Potter is humble and modest, said Dobby reverently, his orb-like eyes aglow. Harry Potter speaks not of his triumph over he who must not be named. Voldemort, said Harry. Dumbledore clapped his hand to his mouth on his back ears and moaned. Ah, speak not the name, sir. Speak not the name. Sorry, said Harry quickly. I know lots of people don't like it. My friend Ron. He stopped again. Thinking about Ron was painful too. Dobby leaned towards Harry as his eyes wide as headlamps. Dobby heard how he said that Harry Potter met the Dark Lord for a second time just weeks ago. That Harry Potter escaped yet again. Harry nodded and Dobby's eyes shone with tears. Ah, sir, he gasped, dabbing his face with a corner of the grubby pillowcase he's wearing. Harry Potter's valiant and bold. He has already braved so many dangers already. But Dobby has come to protect Harry Potter, to warn him. Even if he does have to shut his ears in the oven door later, Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts. There's a silence. What? Harry stammered. I've got to go back. Term starts on September the 1st. It's all that's keeping me going. You don't know what it's like here. I don't belong here. I belong in your world, at Hogwarts. No, squeaked Dobby, shaking his head so hard his ear flapped. Harry Potter must stay where he is safe. He is too great, too good to lose. If Harry Potter goes back to Hogwarts, he will be in mortal danger. Why? Said Harry in surprise. There's a plot, Harry Potter, a plot to make a school. Terrible thing happened to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry this year, whispered Dobby, suddenly trembling all over. Dobby has known it for months, sir. Harry Potter must not put himself in mortal peril. He is too important, sir. What terrible things, said Harry at once. Who's plotting them? Dobby made a funny choking noise and then banged his head manfully against the wall. All right, cried Harry, grabbing the elf's arm to stop him. You can't say I understand. But why are you warning me? A sudden pleasant thought struck him. Hang on, this hasn't got anything to do with, with you know who, has it? You could just shake or nod, he added hastily, as Dobby's head tilted worryingly close to the wall again. Slowly, Dobby shook his head. No, not he who must not be named, sir. But Dobby's eyes were wide, and he seemed to be trying to give Harry a hint. The hint was at the end of the story. The hint was that it's Voldemort, but like when he's little, like when he was also at Hogwarts, because that time his name was Tom Riddle. Harry, was completely at sea. He hasn't got a brother, has he? Dobby shook his head, his eyes wider than ever. Well then, I can't think who else would have a chance of making things horrible at Hogwarts, said Harry. I mean, there's Dumbledore for one thing. You know who Dumbledore is, don't you? Dobby bowed his head. Albus Dumbledore is the greatest headmaster Hogwarts has ever had. Dobby knows it, sir. Dobby has heard Dumbledore's power as rival those who must not be known at the height of his strength, sir. But, sir, Dobby's voice dropped to an urgent whisper. There are powers Dumbledore doesn't. Powers no decent wizard could have. And before Harry could stop him, Dobby bounded off the bed and started beating himself with the head with ear-splitting yelps. A silent fell downstairs. 2 seconds later, Harry thudded madly. heard Uncle Vernon coming into the hall calling. Dudley must have left his television on again. The little tyke. Quick in the wardrobe, Harry hissed, stuffing Dobby in, shutting the door and flinging himself into the just the door handle turned. What the deep are you doing? Said Uncle Vernon through gritted teeth. No, what the devil are you doing? Said Uncle Vernon through gritted teeth. Face horribly cursed Harry's. You've just ruined the punchline of my Japanese girlfriend joke. One more sound and you'll wish you'd never been born, boy. He stomped flat-footed from the room, shaking. Harry let Dobby out of the wardrobe. See what it's like here, he said. See why I've got to go back to Hogwarts. It's the only place I've got. Well, I think I've got friends. Friends who don't even write to Harry Potter, said Dobby slyly. I expect they've just been. Hang on, said Harry, frowning. How do you not know? My friends have been writing to me. Dobby shuffled his feet. Harry Potter must not. Harry Potter must not be angry with Dobby. Dobby did it for the best. Have you been stopping my letters? Dobby has them here, sir, said the elf. Stepping nimbly out of Harry's reach, he pulled a thick white envelope from the inside of the pillowcase he was wearing. Harry could almost make out Hermione's neat writing, one's untidy scrawl, and even a scribble that looked like as if it was from Hogwarts gamekeeper Hagrid. Dobby blinked anxiously up at Harry. Harry Potter mustn't be angry. If Harry Potter thought his friends had forgotten him, Harry Potter might not want to go back to school, sir. Harry wasn't listening. He made a grab for the letters, but Dobby jumped out of reach. Harry Potter will have them, sir, if he gives Dobby his word that he will not return to Hogwarts. Ah, sir, this is a danger you must not face. Say you won't go back, sir. No, said Harry angrily. Give me back my friend's letters. Then Harry Potter leaves Dobby no choice, said the house elf sadly. Before Harry could move, Dobby had darted to the bedroom door, pulled it open and sprinted down the stairs. Mouth dry, stomach lurching, Harry sprang after him, trying not to make a sound. He jumped the last 6 stairs, landing cat-like on the hall carpet, looking for Dobby. From the dining room, he heard Uncle Vernon saying, "Tell Virginia that very funny story about that American plumber, Mr. Mason. She's been dying to hear." Harry ran up the hall into the kitchen and felt his stomach disappear. Aunt Petunia was masterpiece of a pudding. The mountain of cream and sugared violets was floating up near the ceiling. One on top of the cupboard in the corner. Fretched Dobby. No, croaked Harry. Please. They'll kill me. Harry Potter must say he's not going to go back to school. Dobby, please. Say it, sir. I can't. Dobby gave him a tragic look. Then Dobby must do it, sir, for Harry Potter's own good. The pudding fell onto the floor with a heart-stopping crash. Cream splattered the windows and the walls as the dish shattered. They cracked like a whip. There were screams from the dining room, and Uncle Vernon burst into the kitchen. At first, it looked as though Uncle Vernon would manage to gloss the whole thing over. Just our nephew, very disturbed, meeting strangers upset him, so we keep him upstairs. He shooed the shocked Masons back into the dining room. Promised Harry he would fly to him to within an inch of his life when the Masons had left, and handed him a mop. Aunt Petunia dug some ice cream out of the freezer, and Harry, still shaking, started scrubbing the kitchen clean. Uncle Vernon might still have been able to make his seal if it hadn't been for the owl. Aunt Petunia was handing round a box of after-dinner mints when a huge barn owl swooped down the dining room window, dropped a letter on Mrs. Mason's head, and swooped out again. Mrs. Mason screamed like a banshee and ran from the house, shouting like lunatics. Mr. Mason stayed long enough just to tell the Dursleys that his wife was mortally afraid of birds of all those shapes and sizes, and to ask whether this was the idea of a joke. Read, he had a letter. Read, he hissed, even brandishing the letter the owl had delivered. Go and read it. Harry read it. It did not contain birthday greetings. Dear Mr. Potter, we have received intelligence that a Hoover charm was used at your place. As you know, underage wizards are not permitted to perform spells outside school, and further spell work on your part may lead to expulsion from said school. We would also ask you to remember that any magical activity which risks noticed by members of the non-magical community, Muggles, is a serious offence under Section 13 of the International Confederation of Warlocks Statute of Secrecy. Enjoy your holidays. Yours sincerely, Matilda Hopkirk. Improper use of magic office, Ministry of Magic. You didn't tell us you weren't allowed to use magic outside school. Forgot to mention it slipped your mind, I dare say. And laughing like a mink, he dragged Harry back upstairs. Uncle Vernon was as bad as the word. The following morning, he paid a man to fit bars on Harry's window. He himself fitted the cat flap in the bedroom door so that small amounts of food could be pushed inside 3 times a day. They let Harry out to use the bathroom morning and evening. Otherwise, he was locked in his room around the clock. 3 days later, the Dursleys were showing no sign of relenting, and Harry could see any way out of his situation. What was the good of Mag kicking himself out of his group if Hogwarts were going to expel him for doing it? Yet, Private Drive had reached an all-time low. Now the Dursleys knew they weren't going to wake up a true, but he had lost his only weapon. Dobby might have saved Harry from horrible happenings at Hogwarts, but the way things were going, he probably starved to death anyway. The cat flap rattled, and Aunt Petunia's hand appeared, pushing a bowl of tin soup into the room. Harry, whose insides were aching with hunger, jumped off his bed and tasted. The soup was stone cold, but he drank half of it in one gulp. Then he crossed the room to Hedwig's and set the soggy vegetables into the tray. She ruffled her feathers and gave him a look of deep disgust. It's no good turning your beak back up at it. That's all we've got, said Harry grimly. He put the empty bowl back on the bed, somehow even hungrier than he had before he had the soup. Supposing he was still alive for the 4 weeks, what would happen if he didn't turn up at Hogwarts? Would someone be sent to see why he hadn't come back? Would they be able to make the Dursleys let him go? The room was growing dark. Exhausted, stomach rumbling, mind spinning over the same unanswerable questions, Harry fell into an uneasy sleep. He dreamed that he was on show in the zoo with card reading underage wizard attached. People goggled through the bars at him as he lay, starving and weak, out on a bed of straw. He saw Dobby's face in the crowd and shouted out, asking for help. But Dobby called. Harry Potter's safe there, vanished. Then the Dursleys appeared and Dudley rattled the bars of the cage, laughing at him. Stop it! Harry muttered as the rattling pounded in his forehead. Leave me alone. Cut it, I'm trying to sleep. He opened his eyes. Moonlight was shining through the bars on the window, and someone was struggling through the bars at him. A freckle-faced, long-nosed someone. Ron Weasley was outside Harry's window. The end of chapter 2. Bye-bye.